Be me, be 24, fresh out of college with a business degree. Land a mid-level marketing job at a tech startup. Think I am the man. First week going great. Boss is a woman named Sandra. She seems alright, kind of intense, but whatever. Second week, team meeting. Me and 3 other guys, 2 women on the team. Sandra assigns me the client presentation. Feel proud, this is my moment. Spend all weekend building the deck. Monday comes. Present my slides. Sandra stops me halfway. Says the messaging is too aggressive. Says it alienates female consumers. I think she is being dramatic. Mentally roll my eyes. Nod and say I will fix it. Stay late, redo the whole thing. Send it over. Sandra approves with one comment. Says good work, but next time listen earlier. I find that annoying. Tell my buddy Jake about it at lunch. He says Sandra sounds like one of those types. I nod and agree. We laugh about it. The next few weeks pass fine. I start noticing things though. Sandra holds every team member accountable the same way. No favorites. She actually knows her stuff. The campaigns she has built over the years are solid. I look up her career history online out of curiosity. 15 years in the industry. Built a product line from scratch that went national. Okay, fine, she has done things. Still, there is this thing. Jake and I keep a running joke. We call her the gender police behind her back. Stupid joke, harmless we think. We say it quietly in the break room. One afternoon a colleague named Priya overhears us. She does not say anything in the moment, just gets her coffee and leaves. I feel a small knot in my stomach. Shake it off. Week later, quarterly review season, Sandra sits me down, goes through my work point by point. Says I have strong instincts, but I talk over people in meetings. I want to push back. She pulls out 3 specific examples, timestamps and everything. I sit there quietly. She is not wrong. She also says I have real potential. Says she sees me running accounts within a year if I develop. I leave the meeting feeling weirdly confused. Expected her to be difficult. She was just direct. Tell Jake about it. He says she probably just said that to keep you compliant. They always do that. I start to repeat that back to myself, but it feels hollow. Start paying more attention in meetings. Notice I do interrupt a lot. Not just women, everyone. It is just how I was taught to show engagement, I guess. Or I told myself that. One day Priya is presenting a campaign idea. It is actually really sharp. I'm about to jump in with a thought. Catch myself. Let her finish. Her idea gets picked up by Sandra immediately. Team is pumped. Priya looks genuinely relieved. I realize she probably had ideas before that got talked over. After the meeting, I tell her the idea was solid. She looks at me like she's waiting for a but. There is no but. She seems surprised. Says thanks means a lot. Start thinking about that look she gave me. The anticipation of a qualification, like she expected one. Wonder how many times that happened to her before. Jake notices I am less in on the jokes lately. Says I am going soft. Says Sandra has gotten in my head. I say maybe some things she said had a point. He looks at me like I switched sides. I did not switch sides. I just started actually listening. Few months pass. I am getting better at my job. Not because I stopped being myself, but because I started being less of the performative version of myself, the one that needed to be loudest in the room. Jake applies for a team lead spot. Does not get it. Gets very upset. Says the company is giving preference to women now. Says it is reverse discrimination. The person who got the role is a guy named Marcus. I point this out to Jake. He says that is not the point. I'm not sure what the point is then. Start noticing how often Jake explains that away. If a man gets ahead, it is merit. If a woman gets ahead, it is politics. If he gets passed over, it is rigged. I used to think the same way. It was comfortable. Sandra calls me into her office one afternoon. Says she wants to give me a client account to manage solo. I say yes before she finishes the sentence. She laughs and says good. Then she says one more thing. Says she wants me to mentor the new junior hire. Name is Carla, 2 years out of school. Smart, eager, a little nervous. Spend the first week with Carla going over the basics. She asks good questions. Sharp instincts, similar to mine at that age, honestly. One day in a team meeting, someone talks over her. It is not Jake, it is me, by accident. Old reflex. I stop mid-sentence and say, sorry, Carla, finish your thought. She does. Her thought is better than mine was. Jake makes a comment later. Says I am letting the intern run the show. I say she is not an intern, she is a hire. He shrugs like there is no difference. I let it go this time. Months keep moving. The account I am managing goes well. Sandra praises the work in front of the whole team. Feels good, real good. Not because I needed her approval, but because I earned it in a room I used to resent being in. Jake and I eat lunch less often now. Not a falling out exactly. Just drifted. He is still complaining about the same things. The company, Sandra, the culture, nothing ever changes for him. Everything is someone else's fault. One day I'm grabbing coffee and Priya is there. We end up talking for a while. She mentions the break room joke from months ago. Says she heard it. I feel my face go hot. I apologize directly, no qualifications. She nods, says she appreciates it. We talk for another 20 minutes about work stuff. It is the best conversation I have had at the office in months. Week later, Jake sends a long message in our chat. Says the whole company is infected with ideology. Says men like us have to stick together. Says I have changed. Says it like it is an insult. I read it twice. Type a reply, delete it. Type another one. Send nothing. Put the phone down. Think about what changed. I did not become a different person. I stopped performing the person I thought I was supposed to be. The one who had to be right, loud, and first. Turns out that guy was exhausting to be. Carla wraps up her first solo pitch a few weeks later. She is nervous going in. I tell her what Sandra once told me. Know your numbers, know your room. Do not apologize for having a position. She kills it. Client loves the direction. She thanks me after. Says the advice helped. I say I got it from someone smarter than me. She asks who. I nod toward Sandra's office. Carla smiles and says she figured. Sandra asked me to speak at the next company-wide meeting. Something about team development and leadership culture. I almost say it is not really my area. Catch myself. Say yes. Stand in front of 30 people a week later. Talk about listening. Talk about how I thought confidence meant being loudest. Talk about how I was wrong and what changed. No one in the room is nodding harder than Carla. Priya is in the back, smiling a little. Sandra has this expression I cannot fully read. Maybe something like quiet satisfaction. After the meeting, a young guy on another team comes up. Says the talk was good. Says he has been having some issues with his team lead. Says she is too aggressive. I ask what aggressive means. He pauses. Says she holds him accountable a lot. I ask if he is delivering. Longer pause. He says he is trying to. I tell him to try harder and listen more. He looks a little thrown. I remember being that guy. Exactly that guy. Jake ends up leaving the company a few months later. Posts something online about toxic work culture. Gets a few likes from people I vaguely recognize. I do not comment. I hope he figures it out. Genuinely, it is not fun being that angry all the time. Carla gets a raise at the 8-month mark. Sandra tells the team at the weekly stand-up. Everyone claps. I clap the longest. Not because I trained her. Because she did the work. Think about where I started. The guy who rolled his eyes in that first meeting. The guy with the break room jokes. The guy who thought listening was losing. I was not a bad person exactly. Just a lazy thinker. It is comfortable to believe the system works for you. Because the alternative means looking at why it sometimes does not work for others. And that requires actually looking. End of year review comes around. Sandra gives me the highest rating on the team. Says I have become someone people trust. Says that is harder to teach than any technical skill. I think about all the people who helped me get there without me asking them to. Priya, who never called me out publicly. Carla, who showed up every day ready to learn. Sandra, who saw potential when I was still being difficult. Leave the office that night later than usual. City is loud outside. I think about the version of me from a year ago. Loud, certain, threatened by things I did not understand. He was sure he had everything figured out. That guy would have hated this story. But this is not his story anymore.